Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be discussing about setting lines of building. So I'm going to be making use of 3-4-5 method and also the use of square method. So this is the this is the site plan. So this very part is showing these lines that you're seeing surrounding it is showing the boundary of the plot. So it can be fenced or you can see beacon numbers at the edges. So this is an edge. There will be a beacon block here, or here also beacon block here, beacon block here, beacon block here. Sometimes it can be fenced. If it's not fenced, then you have to take your measurements from the beacon blocks. So for this very explanation, I'm going to make use of, let's say this is a fence, or as well if it's a beacon block, you can still go ahead with it. Now before you start, you have to consider the position where the building is going to be. Is it going to be at the left hand side or at the right hand side? So if it's going to be at the right hand side, if it's going to be at the right hand side, then your whatever you're doing should be at the right hand side. Then if it's going to be at the left hand side, whatever you're doing is going to be at the left. It's going to kind of start from the left hand side. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So this is the existing road, this is the road. This road can have a name. Now the building is going to be at the left hand side. So from this very part. Now what the first you have to do is to make use of your peg. You take your measurement of your peg. Since the building is going to be close to the back, the building can be close to the back or it can be close to the front. So you can take your square from the front or you can take your square from the back. The first you have to do is to make use of your peg. You take the measurement for the side of the building. So from this point I have to take measurement from here. So you make use of your measuring tape and the peg. So take measurement now from here to here. For this part is 6 feet. You take measurement from the boundary. Let's say there's a beacon block here or maybe there's a fence here. So I would rather prefer to make use of consider being beacon block so that you can understand what I'm saying. Assuming there is a fence here, you take your measurement from your fence and take your measurement from the fence line to the measurement that you got for the offset. That's the setback. So let's say there's no fence around this place, just beacon block. You cannot be able to use your eye to align and see where you're going to take your measurement from. So you take your measurement from the beacon block. Now the setbacks at the side, setback at the side, according to this very setting 96 feet. So I'll take my measurement from here, measure 6 feet down to this place. Then you drive a peg down into the ground. At least you're not going to drive all the peg wood into the ground. There should be kind of just some part of the peg will be inside the ground, that it will be firm. It will be firm to the ground. So you take your measurements, you measure the setback. Now the setback here is 6 feet. Just measure 6 feet, 6 feet from this fence to this place. Let's say it's a beacon block. Now there will be a beacon, just there is no fence, for example. Then from this beacon block, you take measurement of the 6 feet. Then the peg will not be somewhere around here. So you can see that from here to here now, the peg is here. Although it's kind of a bit away from the boundary line. Does not matter, provided the other setbacks, that's the back setbacks, does not is not away from these very points, because there need to be an intersection. So if there is no intersection, then you have not gotten it right. So I always prefer, I always prefer it to be from wherever you are taking it from. Should not be away too far from the boundary. Should not be too far from the boundary, so that you can be able to get your intersection. So because this space this space is a fence, I'm taking my measurement from here 6 feet, and as well the setbacks at the back is there's enough space at the back. It has a lot of setbacks. So from this point to this point, that's the measure from the other part of the boundary. That's from this boundary point. See, we are still working at the setbacks at the back. You take the measurement that you want, you take it and measure and place it, drive a peg inward So you can see that with this peg and with this peg and this peg, which is the offset from the back, then this one is the offset, the setbacks at the back, at the side, setbacks or offset at the side. So let's just do one line first before another. So you take your setbacks from here, 6 feet down, there's a peg. The 6 feet is not compulsory, depends on your design. Now we have 6 feet here, there's a peg, drew a peg here. Then you come this way, you consider that's kind of considering the length of the building before you drive in the next peg, because you don't want a situation whereby your building is now kind of out of the square line. So you extend it away from, you knowing the length of your building, you extend it kind of close to the existing road. Let me just explain it that way. That it should be this very line, the setbacks line, this line should be very far. So maybe I can come towards this way and take my measurement of my 6 feet and place a peg there. Or since there is a beacon block here, if there is no fence, there is a beacon block, you can just come this way and measure your 6 feet and place a peg there. Then you tie your twine. You connect a twine or a line from this peg to this peg. See that there is a straight line. There's a straight line there. Then, which is the kind of the major line, kind of major line. So you do the same thing for this very back. You have already measured here to here. Then you also come here and kind of take your measurement. If you can take the same measurement from here to here and place your peg here, and also connect your rope from here to here. Now, since you have already done that, the next you have to consider is where you want if you want this very line, this very kind of horizontal line to be the static line. If you want this horizontal line to be the static line, meaning for you to get your square, you have to adjust the horizontal line. The point that is close to intersection should be the fixed point. Then the other point, you have to adjust it. Then you bring in a square and place it at this. The square should be aligned with this very horizontal line. Then the horizontal line you are trying to get it is this very horizontal line of the square of your square that will tell you the person that is holding the square will be directing the person that is here either to move forward or to move back a little, depend on being able to get a square line. Then once the person is able to get a square line, then the person that is here will tell the individual that is here that is controlling this peg. You uproot the peg and be kind of directing it to where it's supposed to be based on what this person that is here that is only the peg is telling you to do. So when you have be able to, the person that is here has been able to get the square, then the person will have to tell you to stop at that point. That's at that very point that where the square is aligned. Then you drive the peg into the ground at that point. Then tie the twine again on it. So you've already loosed the horizontal twine before, then you tie it again. So this very peg is always fixed. Then this one is the one that you have to adjust to get your square. So once you have gotten that, you make use of your normal square. The reason why I prefer to make use of your normal square first before using your 3, 4, 5 method is you will remove the stress of you trying to get it and all that. The stress will be out of it. So that's why I prefer to make use of the square. Then you now bring in your 3, 4, 5 method. Or you can also make use of your square without using. You can also make use of your 3, 4, 5 method without making use of the square. The method is the person that is here. Somebody will have to stand at this point, that's a bit away from the intersection, and observe the line and be telling the person that to move forward or to move, the person that is here to move forward, to move backward, to be able to, the person will have to make use of eyesight to get a square. Then before make use of this 3, 4, 5 method. So it's very important so that you don't overstress making use of the 3, 4, 5 method. You understand? So after making use of this square, the next method is to take your measurement. You place a marker here at the intersection. Mark a marker at this intersection. Then from there, take your measurement. Make use of your measuring tape. The tip of your measuring tape. Measure here 30, or you can measure 40 here. Measure here 30, then measure horizontally 40. Or you can measure here 40, then you can measure this vertical 40, then this horizontal 30. Then after doing that, you mark the points with your marker. The measurement that you got, you mark it there. mark it, then also mark it here. Then after doing that, then you check the diagonal from here to here should be 50. If here to is 30 or 40, here is 40 or 30, then the diagonal should be 50. If the diagonal is not up to 50, it means that you have to shift this peg this way based on the measurement that is not needed. Maybe for example it needs 1 inch. You don't have to uproot it and adjust. No, you can just slightly push it with your hand, push it a bit. So it depends on the measurement that you got. But if you have not yet gotten 50, you have to adjust either by pushing, or if it's very far, maybe like 4 inches, 5 inches, you have to uproot and position properly. Then repeat the 3, 4, 5 method again. Then before you repeat 3, 4, check the diagonal. You can, after pushing this place a bit, or either forward or backward, if it's more than 50, then you have to move forward. Then if it's less than 50, you have to move backward. So if you have been able to get in your 3, 4, 5 method, as you've already gotten your 50 here, it should not be 50 feet and 1 inch. No, it should be 50. Once you have gotten your 50, then it means that it's already squared. The square, you have already gotten your square. So once you have gotten your square, the next thing is for you to position your profile. You can see these broken lines. That represent my profile. So before you place in your first profile, your profile should not be on the line. Another thing I forgot, before you start taking your 3, 4, 5, make sure that there is nothing that is holding your twine. Your twine should be free, and it should be tied to each profile firmly. It should be tight, it should be firm, not that it will be a kind of loose. No, it should be firm, and there should be nothing holding the twine as well. So after doing that, your peg should be somewhere around there. It cannot be on the line. It should be a bit away from the line. Then also this way, should not be on the peg, should not be on the line, a bit away from the line. Kind of, because you are going to mark your measurement on your line mark. You're going to transfer it on the profile, so you have to frame your profile round the squared, the horizontal and vertical line. You frame your profile round it. It should be squared. That's from here to here should be the same as here to here. You understand? So you now transfer the line mark on the profile. You transfer it on it by make use of plumb to transfer the line on you transfer this line, the mark, the position that this line is on the profile. So you make use of your plumb to transfer that. Then when you have done that, you already now have the mark on the profile. You have this mark on the profile, this mark on the profile, this mark on the profile. You've already gotten the square. Then from there, start taking measurement of your walls, your foundation, whatever it is. I hope you are able to understand this very method that I've explained to you. Make use of your 3, 4, 5 method. 3, 4, 5 method. So another thing you have to know is that for you to take your square, it doesn't mean that your square should always be from the back of the plot. No, you can take your square from the front. So it all depends on your design. If you understand this method, you can be able to do setting out of any building. The other thing you have to kind of know is this: there is always a fixed line. Either the horizontal is the fixed line, then you adjust the vertical. Either the vertical is the fixed line, you adjust the horizontal, not at the intersection point, that's at the other line. Let's say, for example, now the horizontal is the fixed point. Then now we are not going to adjust this part, no, because our square is from this point. So we'll kind of come and adjust this very peg to get our 3, 4, 5 setting out of square setting out. If you are not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. If you have any question when it has in reference to setting out, drop the comments down below and I'll be here to respond to you. See you in another video. Bye.